Hey guys, I hit a major goal this week, and here's 5 things I learned on my way to get there. As usual, like, comment, subscribe. Okay, so this week I had a major scary goal and a major scary deadline. Okay, so I was asked to put together an LGBT show for Pride. Which is this weekend, June 12th. Woo woo! And it's at this wonderful venue called the Comedy Chateau. It's like the castle of comedy. Kind of feels like Disneyland for comedy. It's awesome. And so it started by my being asked to perform comedy there for a Pride show, which then turned into my being asked to produce this Pride show, which then turned into a fundraiser for Project Q, which is this wonderful organization that helps homeless LGBT youth. And then it turned into a gifting suite and a red carpet and event with $50 tickets. What was going on? And at first I was like, okay, but I didn't know how to do all that. I mean, I produced before, but I don't know anyone who can afford $50 tickets right now. I mean, the world is on unemployment and we're just getting out of COVID. But I'm always up for a challenge, so I said yes. And so the event now looks like this. We have this great gifting bags of dirty, sexy underwear. That sounded wrong, but like naughty underwear. We also have flavored butt wipes as a sponsor and sparkling waters and energy drinks because we know we need that. Comedy show tickets donated to us, but last week we had 0 tickets sold. And I started freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, $50 during COVID times. I mean, who's gonna do this? And I realized I have to step up. So this is how I did it. 5 things. 1, letting go of fear and worry. It was Sunday Memorial Day, and I was terrified. We had 0 tickets sold, and I felt so wishy-washy and not great about the tickets. And I didn't know whether it was gonna happen, and I was so scared. And then I realized no one's gonna come and rescue me. So I was terrified that, we had all this fabulous stuff and we're gonna have no attendees. And what do? Obviously, a state of fear doesn't help. Fear is like spinning out on an imagined future that hasn't happened yet and living your nightmare voluntarily and conjuring it up. I mean, like, that sucks. This is a Nightmare on Elm Street. Oh, hell no. So I knew I needed to let that go in order to move forward. Number 2, I learned, let go of being wishy-washy, okay? Once I decided I wasn't gonna be fearful or worried, I decided, okay, now I have another decision to make. I've decided not to be fearful about this, and now I can make a decision, will I sell these tickets or not? Simple as that. And I was like, yeah. Screw you, I'm selling this and that is final. I took on this attitude of like, I am doing this and that is the end of story. You have to decide. I talk about this in my book, Decision Point. I have to, I think it's chapter 4. I ought to know my own book. But in my book, I say, decision point. You make a decision and you run with it. And so I decided being wishy-washy is not an option. And this wishy-washy thing drives me crazy, actually, in myself and in other people. It's actually my biggest complaint about the men I usually date. So many men have this attitude of, I don't know, should I, shouldn't I, but I'm scared, blah, 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 and this consideration, and maybe, and we'll see, and I'm just like, make a damn decision. Because if you don't make a decision, you're making a decision not to make a decision. And it's incredibly frustrating. So I applied that to myself. So I made 2 decisions. I'm not going to operate out of fear and worry. And 2, I'm not going to succumb to this wishy-washiness. And I'm going to make a decision. I've made a decision. I am getting this done. The 3rd thing I learned, enroll help. Whenever you face a big challenge, you've got to enroll help sometimes, okay? And luckily, I have good friends. I called friends from all over the country. Utah. I called friends in Washington in Guam, in New York, and my friend who lives in an RV, God knows where he is this week. But, I called everybody and I asked them, do you know anybody who can buy tickets? And a lot of them were willing and able to step up and actually help with this. It was pretty incredible. And, I'm an Aries. And for those of you who don't know horoscope, Aries is like the ram. We're stubborn. And sometimes us Aries, we want to do everything alone. I want to do everything alone. And sometimes it's just not possible to do everything alone. But enrolling help, okay, is actually helping yourself. So if I'm going to help myself, enrolling help is actually doing this. So sometimes you got to swallow your pride. Swallow your pride during Pride season. But keep it safe, everyone. That was a dirty joke. Okay. 4 is be bold and ask for the sale. Okay. This is the part that I had a hard time with. I had a real hard time asking for money. But in order to sell these tickets, guess what? You just have to ask. And here's what people don't understand. Putting up a flyer on Instagram is not selling tickets. It's just not. This is Los Angeles. There are shows going on all the time. And you can think you just put up a flyer and call it one and done. You got to get on the phone and ask for the sale directly. And I have never, ever been on the phone so much than in the span of 4 days. I felt like a teenage girl in suburbia tying up phone lines in the 1980s. And asking for money is kind of hard. Because this was actually a really high priced ticket item for a lot of people, it wasn't just going to be an automatic sale by putting up a flyer. And I realized there are a lot of people who want to be part of something great, who want to support and care. And, that leads me to my number 1 thing I learned, okay? Actually, I think I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 this time, but the numbers are kind of messed up. So let's just go say this is number 1. Okay, good. Number 1 is, whenever you do anything, you got to find a reason bigger than yourself to force yourself into scary action. I sat there and thought about it, and I was like, there's no way in hell. There's no way in hell it'll be a cold day in hell where Aidan Park agrees to put together a fundraiser for homeless LGBT youth and then brings in no money. Are you kidding me? Okay, look, when I was a teenager, I was precariously housed, gay, undocumented teenager. And so I know these kids need help. I know the wonderful work that Project Q does. And I know how badly the money is needed for this organization. And I'm not going to let this event fall through because I am afraid of making phone calls or because I'm wishy-washy. Oh, hell no. Because I feel indecisive or scared, I'm not going to let this happen because this is so important. And so I decided it's going to be a success and I don't want to leave it to chance or luck. I am going to, or Mercury retrograde for that matter, which we're solidly in. But I decided that this is not happening and that we're going to sell out. This event is bigger than me. And the people involved in it are bigger than me. And I can't let these people down. So I decided I'm going to do what I can. And I am proud to say, we sold out the event in 8 days. And we're oversold, actually. And we raised a good deal of money for Project Q. And I am so grateful for this opportunity to be able to do that. And this taught me a lot of things, It taught me that I am in charge of how I feel. I am in charge of the thoughts that I think. And the thoughts that I think and the emotions that I foster is everything. I had to pick how I wanted to feel about this challenge. Do I want to be fearful or willful? Do I want to be wishy-washy or sure? Do I want to be isolated or humble enough to ask for help? Do I want to be brave enough to ask for the sale or stick to inaction because I'm uncomfortable? Do I want to be successful or not? And again, it starts with the thoughts. And you know what? Here's the thing. Even if I had failed at this, if I know that I had done everything that I could do, then there is no losing. And you know when you've done your best, And so that is the way I kind of want to play life. I get to dictate how I want to feel. I get to dictate the thoughts I want to think. And I really want to drive my life. I want to be out there in the field with my hands dirty and my face dirty from the fight. And I am super grateful that I get to have this amazing opportunity to play on Earth in our world and create this amazing life. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. Rah rah, let's go team. All right, I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.